Well, good morning, gardeners. It's early March here on the hillside, and this winter I have purchased several fruit bushes and fruit trees. I'm going to start expanding into my orchard, which I will absolutely show you when that time comes. However, if you are so fortunate as to buy some fruit bushes or something like that, you're going to get them from Etsy, eBay, a box store, online somewhere, and have it shipped to your house. Okay, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and plant it into some soil. No big deal. But what happens when they start to flower? Yes, they are flowering indoors. Now this is a Western Serviceberry, also known as a Saskatoon. Delicious berries. If you've never had them before, Serviceberries native to pretty much all of North America. There's like 13 or 14 species, I believe. I'll double check on that, but they are absolutely delicious. But why is it flowering? Well, Saskatoons or Serviceberries in general will actually put on suckers. They'll turn into more like a clumping shrub, if you will, than a tree per se. But I imagine this was probably cut in a rooted cutting. So I put it in, it's full of roots, right? So what I believe happened is because a seed-grown plant is going to have a set amount of years before it's going to flower and or fruit, right? So what happened is this was probably from a mature fruiting growth of the existing bush that it was taken cuttings from. So this wood is actually, has the genetics to actually put on fruit and flower. Now, is it a bad thing that it's flowering indoors? Well, yeah, kind of. So this plant, honestly, is way too small to even think about putting on fruit. And I recommend that when you even put on like an apple tree or a pear tree or plum tree, something, if it starts flowering in the first year, it's a good idea to pretty much take all of the flowers off. Let the bush or tree focus mostly on putting on roots and growth and getting established, as opposed to all the stress it's going to take to actually put on the fruit. So just as a little experiment, I'm just kind of curious whether or not these will actually be self-fertile or not, which I don't believe they are. I believe they do need a pollinator, but I'm just going to kind of let it go. And if one of them takes, that's fine. It's an experiment. But I'm going to definitely remove every one of these flowers here, probably within the next week, maybe 10 days tops, just to see if anything actually does start to form fruit. And if it does, I'll just make that a mental note for the future. But hey, there you go. So on that note, just this is a lingonberry, which is a native. Well, it's a relative of blueberries. It's in the Vaccinium family, I believe. No flowers on this one, thankfully. But I do know this one needs a pollinator, so it doesn't need a second variety to actually bear fruit. So I do need to get onto that. So that's something else to check on, guys. When you do plant your fruit trees or bushes and things, make sure that they do not need a pollinator. Especially some actually, like elderberries, have to have a pollinator of a different species, like a different cultivar, to really get pretty good fruit set. Blueberries are kind of the same. You get much better fruit when you have pollination from a different parent plant. So that's all I got for today, guys. Real simple, real easy video for today. So yeah, if your fruit trees or bushes start to flower indoors, remove those flowers, guys. Don't stress the plant out. You'll have plenty of years of growth ahead of you to worry about getting nice, good fruit. So take my advice. Take the sacrifice, guys. It's not worth it. I know you're probably interested in I'm really excited to let this thing grow, but it's not worth it, guys. It's not worth it in the end. Let the plant, this little tiny bush, barely had any roots on it at all. It was just a stick with some roots on it and a bunch of buds. And yeah, I can't even imagine that this pot down here is even remotely filled out. And it's not a very big pot whatsoever. This is not even filled out at all with roots. Let the bush focus on vegetative growth the first year. It will set the plant up for success, and you'll be much better off in the long run. So there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope this was helpful. Leave this video a nice comment and a thumbs up if you don't mind, and I'll see you next time here at the hillside with some more fruit bushes, fruit trees, and things like that. We're going heavy into fruit production this year at the hillside, and I'm definitely bringing you along. See you then. Bye-bye.